All right, chemistry guys, this is stoichiometry video number 1, and I apologize, my dishwasher is running, so if you hear humming, that's what it is. So, here's what we're doing. I want to get through a first demo problem using s'mores as an example. So, behind me, I've got my key, and what I've done is I took the mass before you guys were here. Let me turn the lights. Hopefully that helps the situation a little bit. So you can see some of the masses, and we're going to pretend that these are molecular masses for a second because it still makes the situation work. So we're going to pretend 1 mole of graham crackers weighs 7.75 grams. A mole of marshmallows is 5.5 grams. A mole of 1 piece of chocolate is 11.5 grams, and a mole of s'mores is 32.5 grams. It's totally not true, but it still works and gets the point across for when we transition of using this model for chemical reactions. So I'm going to get rid of this. Put this up. And what I want you guys to understand is that these are all just models, and it doesn't matter if things aren't perfect. What we want this to be is just to get the job done. So 2 graham crackers, and a graham cracker has a mass of 7.75 grams. You're going to see me a lot of times not make you guys come up with the weight and the molecular mass. Here's 5.5 grams, plus a piece of chocolate, and I know that looks like carbon, I'm sorry, 11.5 grams, and it makes a s'more, 32.5 grams. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pretend for a second that this is actually a chemical reaction. And I'm going to show you the old school way first, and then hopefully I'm going to show you in a second video the new school way to do it, where there's a little bit less math. So what we're going to do is pretend for a second that we have got 31 grams of graham crackers, and we want to figure out how much s'more that's going to make, or how many s'mores that's going to make in grams. And that's a little bit hard to figure out, but you can do that with math, because you can take grams and convert that to moles with molecular weights. And then you guys in balancing equations can say, wait a minute, I know in a balanced equation, 2 moles of graham crackers is going to turn into 1 mole of s'mores. Oh, well then 1 mole of s'more has a molecular mass, I can turn that back into grams. So it's 3 steps. So I've got 31 grams of graham crackers. And I want to turn that into moles. Well, I know that 1 mole of graham cracker has a mass of 7.75 grams. And I'm very deliberate. I'm getting rid of units. Okay? So my next step is to say, okay, now I want to turn graham crackers into s'mores. Well, I got the recipe right here. I'm going to get just rid of a little bit extra so I don't run out of room. 2 moles of graham crackers from this equation is going to turn into 1 mole of s'mores. And hopefully something's becoming clear here. And this is something that we learned when we did dimensional analysis at the beginning of the year, is that what I'm turning into goes in the top, and the unit, or what I'm getting out of, goes in the denominator. Okay, so I'm out of moles of graham cracker now. I'm in s'mores. Now I want to get back into grams of s'mores. Oh, well, that's not so bad. 1 mole of s'mores weighs 32.5 grams. Well, if I'm punching this into my calculator, all I got to do is say 31 times 32 in parentheses is going to be divided by 7.75 times 2. Oh, that's easy math. And when you do that, that should come up with 65 grams of graham cracker get made. Sorry, s'mores. Jeez, am I an adult or what, guys? Oh, I doubled it. Because I started off with having to do 2 graham crackers, 2 moles. Oh, it makes sense now, doesn't it? That's actually 4 moles of graham crackers. The whole recipe got doubled. So, of course, I'm going to have more s'mores. It's like making 2 s'mores for yourself. Oh, well, you can do the same thing figuring out then how many marshmallows and pieces of chocolate you're going to need in grams. Let me do that for you. So I'm leaving this up here really quick so you can see it. And by the way, for those of you who are my students, and those of you who just don't happen to be somehow stumbling across this on YouTube, I'm going to post these lecture notes as a PDF on Schoology on my SLPS webpage for you, so you can see this and you don't just have to watch this over and over again. Okay? So let me erase this. All right. So on this one, I'm going to say, hey, I want to figure out how many grams of marshmallow I'm going to need. But I'm still starting off. I've got 31 grams of graham cracker. Well, I need to get into moles because I'm still trying to do the same thing. As I've got as a mass that I have to weigh out to figure out how many grams of marshmallow I'm going to weigh out with it. Well, same thing I'm doing here. I need to get rid of grams. 1 mole of graham cracker is 7.75 grams of graham cracker. Okay. Well, that's all good. Now, what am I doing? Well, I'm doing what I was doing before. In my reaction, my recipe, 2 moles of graham cracker need 1 mole of marshmallows. Well, I'm getting out a graham cracker. 2 moles of graham cracker are going to need 1 mole of marshmallows. Well, that's not so bad. That's easy to do. So why don't I do the same thing here now? Is I need to figure out, I know how many pieces of marshmallow I need, but I don't know how much that's going to weigh. Oh, I'm flipping what I did in the first step. So 1 mole of marshmallows is 5.5 grams of marshmallows. So I'm doing the same thing here. 31 times 5.5 is going to be divided by 7.75 times 2. So when you do all that, I need 11 grams of marshmallows. Ah, I need 2 marshmallows. I doubled the recipe. It's the same thing as I was doing before. Well, let's do the same thing with chocolate, and hopefully it's becoming a little bit obvious at this point, or at least not so intimidating about what we're doing. By the way, I'm going to leave this first step, because this first step is the same no matter what. We've got to get out of grams into moles, so why am I repeating it? So let me get rid of some things. So getting rid of my marshmallows, I'm getting rid of this, and I'm getting rid of this here. Okay, so this time, instead of going from graham crackers to marshmallows, I'm going from graham crackers to chocolate. Well, this doesn't even change all that much now. I started off with grams of graham crackers. I switched that to moles. Well, how many moles of chocolate do I need to react with graham crackers? Well, it's still 2 to 1. So 2 moles of graham cracker react with 1 mole of chocolate. Okay, last piece. I need to get out of moles of chocolate into a mass. And you saw the little Hershey's chocolate we put on there when my daughter and I ate the s'more. Well, let's flip this. 1 mole of chocolate weighs 11.5 grams. So this time when I'm doing my math, it's 31 times 11.5. Oh, but my bottom here still stays the same. So when I do that math, I need 23 grams of chocolate to run the reaction, or in this case, do the recipe if I was putting it on a scale. It's not so bad. So this is the old school math way that I learned when I was in your shoes. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to show you a new way, because a lot of people don't like doing this math. They get messed up. I'm going to show you a way where you can do it with a table. Maybe you'll like it just a little bit better. You still have to do the math, but it changes when you do it, and maybe you can think your way through it a little bit better. Sit tight. I'm going to be right back.